Kicking off a new campaign in the freight management, freight logistics, transport logistics, freight brokers, freight service, you name the keywords. Picking up a domain, going to be ranking my own site while progressing to client sites in that space. It's a really interesting space. I love discovering new key terms. So spent, must be about 5 hours this morning ripping apart competitor websites, having a look at who ranks in the space, how powerful are their websites, then comparing that to the sites that we currently have. I'm really happy to see that the brand has been taken seriously, great imagery has been created, great video content, case studies are there. It's like, that gives me so much assets to play with. Something like 100 Google reviews. This is an absolute pleasure to see that a company has embraced all the things that really matter. So one of the websites is targeting more software key terms. So they want to rank for the thing that helps companies in logistics and transport and things like that. And then the second business is a business in the logistics, in the transport, so doing the service. One is the software, one is the service. So while they both have desirable keywords we can run a Google ad to, or we can rank for, the campaigns are actually quite different. So for example, in the service business, you can rank on something like Google Maps because the service-orientated key terms do show up on Google Maps listings. Whereas when you're looking for something in the software space, generally Google Maps is it won't show you up unless you're looking for the office of the software developer, which will also rarely show up. In other words, local SEO, so I shouldn't say local SEO doesn't work. Google Maps is not something that we are going to be specifically targeting to show up in a local suburb for that key term. I want to make sure I've worded that correctly. So Google Maps is in a near me listing. So you don't want to find the nearest software provider, you want to find the best software provider. So organic SEO is definitely a must, but in the software space, you're up against Oracle, you're up against SAP, you're up against Salesforce, and other monster sites that are doing really well. So it's definitely going to be a tricky one. The good thing is that this niche is, well, very niche. So there are some, you've got like Captera and GA and there's a Clutch, just monster high authority sites. But the problem with those sites is they talk about so many things. The sites that are the genuine problem are other sites that do this thing that are also high authority. Sites like Oracle and SAP, they can easily make a page with a permalink targeting our desirable keywords and do some damage to us. Identified that this website has been managed by a branding, a design, and more of a creative agency. Beautiful website, really. It's not WordPress, sadly, but we can still make it work. It's just I won't be the one to dive in and make the edits, and my team of developers won't be the ones to jump in and start fiddling with WordPress. And this is in this role, it's more. These are the things that I would do if this was my site. Here's the plan of action. Here's how to execute it. Go ahead and make those edits on the site. So today's, is interesting. I've discovered a whole bunch of service-based SEO key terms that we want to rank for, but we don't have any pages on our website that targets those keywords, apart from, of course, the homepage, which has basically all the keywords stuffed. So generally speaking, the homepage should be reserved to be the brand page, because it should really show trust. Yes, you absolutely should have your main desirable keyword or keywords on that page, but you should also have a dedicated service page to that particular keyword. So if you're an accountant, yes, you want your homepage to rank for the term accountant, but you want your SMSF page to rank for the SMSFs. Your homepage won't rank for all the key terms. It can rank for some, but you're going to have your SMSF page will rank for SMSF terms, your bookkeeping page will rank for bookkeeping terms and things like that. So same with this. Identify that both websites require at least one page created on their desirable key terms. And that's an easy one to determine. You just go look at the best competitors, not just competitors in Australia, but competitors in Canada or America, and have a look at their page structure. It's not hard to do that. You look at something like Screaming Frog, Ahrefs, Sitebulb, SEMrush, a whole bunch of tools that will give you a map of their pages. In particular, you look at the pages that are getting the most traffic and what term they're ranking for. A lot of the time, the home page isn't the page that's getting the traffic for that particular key term. The home page gets the traffic for the brand term. And so I just want to make sure that there's no doggy patrol while I throw the ball for the doggies. So that was awesome. I think there's going to be a lot of insights that the client's going to receive because they probably don't look at competitors like I look at competitors, and they're going to discover possibly a whole bunch of stuff. It was really interesting to see that on the competitor sites, most of the traffic was blog traffic. And that's what I normally see on high authority sites. It means they took their blog content creation really seriously. Those pages get the traffic. Those pages may not be the ones that get the inquiries. However, I did see a whole bunch of call to actions on those blog pages about logistics and transport management with things like, hey, do you need some transport services? Hit us up, because why are you on this page? Why are you looking for this term if you're not looking for something in that space? But a lot of the time, those blogs provide internal SEO juice to the main service pages. So this is the key. This is the point of a long form guide-like blog that genuinely answers the question. That it does a lot of things. It proves to Google that we're trustworthy. It proves to someone reading it that we're trustworthy and we know our stuff. And then that blog sends internal SEO juice to a desirable page on a desirable anchor text. For example, if we have a page on our accounting or bookkeeping website, bookkeeping services, we have 10 blogs on bookkeeping software and how to do BAS and how to reconcile and how to do invoices. And so each one gets its own blog. It links to the service page of bookkeepers with an internal anchor text to say, Bookkeeping Services Melbourne, we provide bookkeeping services, and vice versa. And what that does, that shows Google, that tells Google that, hey, that bookkeeping page is the page we want to rank for on Google for bookkeeping related queries. So Google sees this cluster, this web, this internal web within your site. And that's one of the ways that it A, believes you or trusts you more versus competitors. It then compares your asset, it compares your service page for bookkeeper, it looks at the 10 blogs that are interlinked and linking to that bookkeeper page, and then it says, all right, who would I trust more with visitors? If I'm going to send a visitor to a site, who will deliver the better experience? Is it this one over here that doesn't have anything? Or is it this one that's got the cluster of content? Obviously, that's one of many things that goes into how Google makes decisions. But that's the pattern that I saw in all competitors in this logistics niche so far. So the plan of action is we've already loaded up something like 40 or 50 blogs of long form guide-like content. They're going to take some months to marinate. It's now time to send some backlinks to those blogs, to send some SEO juice, because backlinks absolutely matter.